Well, good morning. Good morning. This is Coffee with Carol, and I want to talk today about because I said so. Yeah, because I said so. You know, as a child, I heard that. I heard because I said so from my parents. And I am sure that I said it to my daughter several times. And I think I've even used it in some work environments when something had to get done. I would say, well, it's just because I said so. And you're expecting this immediate compliance. You're expecting them to just drop whatever they're doing or drop their questions and just do it, right? Because I said so is a way to get compliance without any real valid reason as to why it should be done, or to avoid having to take the time to explain why. And sometimes it's just because you want to play that parent role, or you want to take that title that you have and use your power, so to speak. But when God says, because I said so, it takes on a whole different meaning. And now when I hear myself even starting to say, because I said so, I reflect and I stop for a second to say, wait a second, is this in alignment with what God would do, with what God would say? I question that. And if it means that I need to explain something, or if it means that I need to listen to the other person and maybe do something different, then I'm okay with that. So because I said so really doesn't hold any weight. But when God says so, well, that's a whole different story. God gives us promises, and there's no names attached to it. It's not like it's just for some certain people or some certain person. His promises are for everyone, but they do have some conditions attached to them. So you want to be prosperous and you want to be successful? Well, guess what you got to do? You got to meditate on the word day and night, and you have to do what it says. That way you'll be prosperous and successful. And that's in Joshua 1:8. His promises have conditions in order for you to receive them. And it's because he said so. It's because he said so. We need to make sure that we are looking at the word of God, understanding that he said so for us to have a better life, for us to walk in peace, for us to accomplish more, not because there's no valid reason. He wants more for us, but we have to be willing to not only comply with his request, but to also do what he says to do, to meet the qualifications of the promise, to meet the expectations of the promise, and to meet those conditions of the promise. I think about because I said so in such a different way now. And I hope that this will make you start to think about this as well, because being in alignment with who God is means that we are thinking like he thinks. So walk out there today and be bold and be willing, I guess, to follow what he asks you to do, even if you think it feels a little bit uncomfortable or a little bit hard, because he said so. He said, you want to be prosperous, you want to be successful, then you got to study my word. You got to learn my word and you got to put it into practice. When you do that, when you're obedient to that, everything else is going to follow. Sounds simple, right? Well, this is today's challenge, I guess, to get out there and really work at making this happen. God does the how and you do the do. He will fulfill the promise. You just simply have to do the action required. Make it an amazing day, and I'll see you tomorrow.